you?
Can I ask you a few questions?
Oh, look, my friend,
I'm not your friend. What are you doing here? Lock up your car.
Okay.
That was The Americans on FX. I love that show. And with us is one of the CIA agents, right?
FBI.
FBI. Don't mix up the CIA or FBI. Maximiliano Hernandez, man. Welcome aboard.
Absolutely.
Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here.
Yes, thank you for being here.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't have questions as much as I just have like raves about this show. Because I'm a history buff.
Yes, and it's a. Tell us a little bit about the show, actually, because you could probably do a better job than I can.
Well,
but I'm a big fan.
Are you? You're
Yes.
good. Well, the show takes place in 1981, shortly after Reagan is inaugurated as president, and he sort of turns up the volume on the Cold War, and he orders a unit built. There's a unit built called the Counterintelligence Unit, and it's about domestic spying in America. And this is the first time that they really have to go whole hog on this. And once someone's assassinated, he really turns it up. And our job is to find KGB agents living in America as Americans. So.
And at the beginning, you sort of don't. Your character sort of doesn't believe that these people actually exist.
You're kind of a skeptic.
I am a
You're the
skeptic.
skeptic.
I'm a skeptic. My character, who is actually the only Latino, and we've sort of created the character that way. He's the only Latino in this division. So he's like looking around. And he's kind of trying to find his footing. But being a street cop coming into the FBI, he is skeptical about it. There's no proof. He doesn't see any evidence of it. So he's very sort of like, these people come in today, they say whatever because they get paid. And these guys come over and they inform the FBI, and the government pays them all this money. So that's kind of my take on it. But there's no real proof of it.
Well, now being on a show like this, I'm always interested when an actor, especially if finds that one show. I mean, you've had different projects before that maybe this was going to be the one to break you out. And sometimes you're always thinking about your personal role. But it almost doesn't matter what role you have on the show. You're on a show where you're like, wow, this is special.
Yeah,
like
it's a special show. It's funny. It's the way I came into the show is a friend of mine who I've worked with on a couple movies, Pride and Glory and Warrior, Gavin O'Connor. He was directing the pilot. And he calls me and says, listen, there's this part that we're kind of trying to figure out which way to go. And it was originally written for a white guy to play. And he was like, I just think it'd be a lot more interesting if it's a Latino.
Most roles in Hollywood
Exactly.
are
But also the
written for
period
white men.
of it being 1980, 1981, there were,
Right.
I think, a total of maybe 300 to 400 minority, which mean women, Black, Asian, and Latinos in the FBI.
So statistically, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
for the
out
time
of like
period.
almost 10,000 agents, there was only like 300 or 400. So it was like, it's nice to have, first of all, a brown person, in the office and one who's capable and who does a good job. But it also just adds a layer of texture. It's a guy who he had to scrap and he had to fight to get in. And it just makes it a lot more interesting. And, when you do get into it, then you have Noah Emmerich and Kerry Russell and Matthew Reese on the show, and everyone's just fantastic, and they come in and do their job so well.
She's always asking for strong female characters on TV.
Oh, you got one.
Is Kerry Russell not the baddest chick on TV?
She really is. I mean,
is.
I understand about the scrapping and fighting, but Kerry Russell, I mean, she, like we talked about a little bit about this earlier backstage, but she is totally broken free from Felicity. I mean, you don't even see, you don't see anything
Wait,
of that.
she was Felicity? Oh
I know,
my
right?
God.
Do you even remember that
Well, it's
show?
not, because she's like killing people now. So.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, her transformation.
What I love with the
is amazing.
twist is that she's the one that wants to stand up for the country,
Yeah.
and then the man is the one who's kind of like
thinking about
It's
defecting
nice
and-
here.
Yeah, there's air conditioning.
We could just
there's
be a
water
happy
all the
little
time, and the
couple.
electricity works all the time, and there's no like
America's
martial law.
not so bad.
It's not so bad, and there's also the idea of raising his kids in a way that he wasn't raised. You know what I mean? So I think it always comes back down to this is like a movie, a show about family.
Right.
At the end of it, just a really strange family. I think on this show, and I think you'll see in upcoming episodes that things aren't exactly how they appear.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I can't.
How?
Well, no, you know what? He can't divulge that.
I am an FBI agent,
But maybe we can get it out of them when we come back from the break. So we're gonna have more with Maximiliano after the break, plus Lindsay Morgan right here on Latin Nation. Stay tuned.